Polt bounces back.
That is the sort of Terran play that makes Polt so fun to watch. These multi-pronged attacks, delaying tech to Viking, delaying tech to Ghost, just expanding more, building more barracks, and overrunning the Protoss. I just ate so many storms in that game, but kept plowing on through.
And last map brought to you guys by Cooler Master and their fine line of gaming peripherals, including keyboards, mice, cases, and more. Head on over to coolermaster-usa.com. You can pick up some Cooler Master gear for yourself. We're going to take a short break. Game 6 when we get back. Welcome back once again to the North American Star League Season 4 Grand Finals, live from Long Beach, California at the Center Theater. Beautiful Long Beach, California. It's been great so far. One day of play. Not quite done yet. This is our first semifinal match right now. Hero leads 3-2, but Polt is looking really strong.
It's back-to-back match point sets where we are getting the chance to see Polt on the verge of elimination, manages to pull an incredible win. And then here too on Abyssal City, which I think is the ideal map for Polt style. It's enough distance that he can, the Protoss can't really do that much aggression without Warp Prism, which tends to be a little bit later of a maneuver with Polt's mid-game aggression. And at the same time, there's so many different angles of attack that it's extremely tough to deal with it unless you have a lot of observers. We even saw Hero build, what, 4 or 5 observers in that last game, and only one managed to survive through the game.
Polt's been doing a phenomenal job of where those observers are, just scanning and sniping them off at every opportunity. And when you can keep the Protoss player in the dark, it becomes so incredibly hard to prepare to receive the kind of aggression that Polt loves to throw.
You know, I mean, even Huck was talking about that, where on his Twitter, if you remove the watchtowers, there's so much more that you have to account for, so much that you have to look for. And on the last map, Whirlwind, that watchtower doesn't cover that much of the attack angles. And we saw that without that observer vision, that is the exact thing Hero needed to be able to hold it off, and he just couldn't get that vision up.
So the countdown has just expired for game number 6. We're moving on to Abyssal City, a map way through. We asked the players if there were any maps that they wanted, if there were any maps they wanted to get rid of. And Abyssal City was one of the new additions.
This is an excellent map. We're going to go ahead and take a look at it and step into game number 6, semifinal 1 right now.
So,
guys, we are not on Metropolis.
Not
Let's
this
take
time.
a look at this map after we introduce
Metropolis, another fantastic map, by the way. It's
Love that map.
One of my favorites. Muta, fantastic on Metropolis. It's my favorite build. Just take the islands with Nidus Worms, and they just make Mutas go everywhere.
Ooh, you make me want to play. Oh my god, that sounds so awesome. It's spawning.
It's terrible.
It's spawning
terrible.
in the right position. The man who was one game away from
advancing.
And now one game away from advancing yet again. Can he do it? It's LiquidHerO.
And Hero's opponent on the left side of the map trying to bounce back after a great game on Whirlwind, TSLPolt. The last Terran hopeful in this tournament.
You know, before we come back and look at this barracks, I want to talk a little bit about the formations that we see that are quite notable. These watchtowers don't actually cover these attack paths up on the north side. So holding this really just means you get control of this high ground pod, which is quite critical for defending this back expansion. Likewise, this high ground pod is very critical for defending this back expansion. And neither watchtower is really good for defending the other. So we generally the player sort of splitting control over those. But given Polt's style, he will be able to snatch up both of those quite early on. And whoa! This is the first game where we see an outright Nexus first by Hero, and the first game where we see an outright Barracks first from Polt.
Yeah, and Polt is immediately going to react. He's got a great scout down, and he's just going to throw down 2 more racks. 3 racks opening for Polt. This is his tournament life on the line, Sean. This is it. This is his ticket to the finals, and he is not afraid. First Marine is out, and it's going to deny the scout. This Polt, or this probe from Hero is not going to be able to see these extra barracks. Or will it?
Hero
Or will it
swing his way back around?
It won't.
I honestly think this is going to make Hero feel a little bit suspect. Because, I mean, in Hero's shoes, you managed to get up. You saw that there was no gas here.
Bunker already going down in the natural expansion of Hero, so Polt is not at all afraid to try and coax a reaction out of Hero. A couple of probes being pulled off the line immediately. Great position to build this bunker, but the SCV is just too low on health. And it is going to go down. But, guys, this is a super aggressive build from Polt. You can expect to see a lot more SCVs crossing the map very soon.
What's weird about this build is that the goal is not quite to win right now. Ooh, is he going to get another one? Oh, my God. That was...
I think he also forgot to cancel that bunker, which is a small mistake.
Yeah. I mean, the real goal of this is not to win straight away with the push. The goal is to hit right before Warp Gate pops down, because you'll notice all the Chrono Boost is going down on the gateways.
What is this?
Well, this is, I guess you describe this as a abandoned ship. This looks like it's going to be a follow-up push, again, to try to exploit how late this Warp Gate is. Why 2 Zealots and a Stalker come down, a third, oh gosh, that's 4 units out right now from the gateway. So if he follows up with swift enough Combat Shield plus Marauder plus Concussive Shell, it's nearly impossible to hold off. I mean, are SCVs even being continually produced? It looks like yes, but he might even just halt that in a moment.
20 SCVs are out on the map right now, no command center anywhere, so clearly Polt has some kind of devious intentions. It's just how will they take shape? What exactly will it be? Man, this is bizarre. Reactor, Tech Lab, so SCVs and Marines already happening, so Polt is going to start crossing the map. I guess he's going to be reinforcing with Marauders.
Oh, this is a very, very weird play that we're going to be seeing out of Polt. It's going to be a combo attack. It's going to be attack number 1 right before Warp Gate ends up finishing. Very difficult to hold off, and if that manages to work, then he's going to be following it up with Stim, Combat Shield, the full works of a basic Bioforce.
Army supply right now 16-10. It's actually very even, but the SCVs complicate everything. Immediately, Hero is just going to evacuate his natural heads right at the ramp. Says, I'll just sit up here in force field all day.
And it looks like a couple of Stalkers. These are Hero Stalkers. They've been known to kill off full packs of Marines. But my gosh, is Polt doing a very meticulous job of continually pulling back. There is virtually no way this expansion is going to stay alive.
Yeah, this Nexus is doomed to fall. 5 Stalkers are now out. The question is not will the expansion fall, but it's how much will Polt lose in the process.
Oh my gosh, barely in range of the Nexus.
Yeah, just perfect placement on that bunker, and Hero knows that he can't really engage that.
What a play from Polt, and he will manage to take down the Nexus. If Polt wins this game, it would bring it to a deciding Game 7 down from 1-3.
I mean, that is such a bold play to just say, I'm going for it, everything or nothing on this decision. Factory's going down. I think we're going to see some medevacs coming from Polt. He's not going to expand, Sean. He's going to try to end this game.
Wow. Absolutely phenomenal. Combat Shield must come down soon. It must. Without Combat Shield, there's really no long-term aggression you can hope to stand up with. But now that all these SCVs are coming back, Polt finally can begin putting more dudes into gas, continue to get those extra bio upgrades. This is an extremely difficult spot for Polt to navigate as well. If he retreats, the Stalkers run right past the bunker and knock down these Marines. He has to stay pinned.
Oh, a couple of Stalkers from behind. Polt's got to be so careful. Actually, Hero's going to try to break out. Coming in from two sides. Will we see a force? I guess not, just Guardian Shield. These Marines are going to die very quickly. There's nothing left to repair. Hero's going to break this.
Hero manages to keep himself in the game. But Polt has an extremely aggressive follow-up. This is what is so difficult about this push. What's been going on in Hero's base? He has been forced to make tons and tons of heavy... Don't stay here, Polt. This is a dangerous spot to be in. This eats so hard into the tech count. Will he be able to stim and pick it off? He will get...
One Stalker. One Stalker on 2 hit points will live to fight another day. Hero's going to just try to reposition, see if he can find a better angle to engage from. He is going to get up this ramp, but neither player wants to fight. 75 supply for Hero against the 53 of Polt, of course. Most of that is in the Harvesters. 39 probes to 23 SCVs. Polt has a big, strong follow-up coming. Sean, Hero has so many workers. He's got such a strong economy. He's going to be able to produce a lot of units.
This is still an extremely tough push to hold off. If he can manage to deflect this one, he'll be in good shape. Combat Shield's now done. Here's starting to realize what he's up against. If he gets the Robo Bay, he's going to need that to be able to deal with the counter swing supply block. So far, so good for Hero.
Hero making really smart moves. He's just picking off what he can. He's forcing Polt to make difficult choices. Do you engage here, or do you just let your opponent kind of sit back and chip away at your infrastructure?
Now that the medevacs are up, it's a lot easier to engage. Tech Lab, not a huge to get up.
Bio so far forward, managing to get some good shots off. Might kill a couple of Stalkers. Nice force field's going down as well, but great play by Polt, lifting up in those medevacs and keeping most of his units alive. He's actually going to stim and chase right here. That's a little bit overeager, I think.
Wow, I mean, Polt really knows how badly he needs to get an edge right now. He will end up stepping up. Wow!
He has preserved every unit so far. He's been playing just phenomenal. He's going to even catch a Zealot here, and Hero's in full retreat, realizing what's coming his way.
Chrono boosting out the Colossus. This is going to be the big deciding factor. It will not have range.
It all comes down to this Colossus. 60 seconds until the Colossus is out on the map. With him in play, this gets so much harder for Polt. If Polt can get into the natural of Hero before the Colossus is out, he's inevitably going to do huge damage. Hero Chrono boosting the Colossus, knows this is a critical moment, Sean.
I don't know if he can actually defend this, and it looks like... Oh, is Polt actually going to expand?
He's going to drop.
Oh my gosh, he's going for the multi-pronged attack. Yet again, we see Polt, the master of the mid-game, trying to force his opponent into a poor engagement. Here it begins.
Oh, that's really good. Force fields, but incredible pickup there by Polt. Loses only a single Marine at the same time. The drop is unloading in the main base. How is Hero going to defend this? He has to split up his units perfectly. Where's the second prong of the attack? Polt's got to get active once more on the bottom half of the map. He's going to lift up and evacuate. Oh, but 4 Marines left behind. Here comes Polt once more into the natural.
It's round 2. Are there any force fields left remaining? It looks like the answer is almost none. More and more kiting. Polt is just trying to chip away at the unit count for Hero. Units continue to flood out of all these gateways. Hero is getting extremely close to stabilizing. Uh-oh. If the medevacs fall,
medevacs go down, but there are reinforcements at the same time. The drop going back into the main base. Polt very aggressive on 2 fronts. It's a really good attack at the front, killing a lot of sentries. The sentries will all fall.
Oh, the Colossus doesn't die.
What a great save by Hero. Lifts up the Colossus in the Warp Prism. 74 supply remaining for Polt. He lost the fight in the natural. He has now lost the fight in the main. What does he do from here?
Another Immortal popping out right now. 2 Colossi. Well,
and this is the answer. This is it. This is the last stand of Polt, the final attack.
Well, it looks like that factory is giving a limited amount of vision, but a critical amount of vision. A single Viking sweeping up to this top side, seeing if it can get an appropriate angle on that Colossus. It's a large arc. This is it. If Polt wins, he pushes it to a deciding Game 7. If this attack fails, then we will have your first finalist, Hero.
The force field goes down. The SCVs are going to be blocked out. Hero meets Polt on the ramp and answers in a big way.
God.
Everything will fall, and Hero has done it. 100 supply over 40. We have our first finalist.
GG! LiquidHerO keeps the Protoss hope alive, guaranteeing a PVZ final.